So today we are working with solving equations that have the distributive property. So it says simplify each equation, then solve each equation. And that should be a period instead of a comma. Apparently my fingernail got that sucker. So on problem A, we're solving an equation, find your equal sign and dot it. Anytime you're solving any equation, you always take the equal sign and you always dot it, as you guys know. Now notice, who can raise their hand and tell me what's different about this math equation? Just Nene.
They got,
Parentheses.
Parentheses. Thank you for helping her out. She knew what she wanted to say, but she was having trouble thinking of that word. These have parentheses. That means we have got to do that distributive property, and distribute means to hand out or to pass out type of thing. So I'm going to take and distribute the 2 that's in front of the parentheses. Circle it, please. And I'm going to distribute it to the first term inside. Now, when you have a number and a number inside of parentheses, like this, what type of math problem is that? Multiply. So over here by the margin, you're going to do 2 times 5x. And then 2 times 5 is? 10. And we have an x, so we're going to bring it with it. Write your answer to your multiplication problem down right below it. Are you okay with that? But we're not done, because don't we have 2 numbers or 2 terms inside of the parentheses?
Yes.
So now I'm going to take the number in front of the parentheses again, and I'm going to multiply it by my second term. So I'm going to do 2 times, now am I going to use positive 6 or negative 6?
Positive.
Positive. Who can raise their hand and tell me why I'm using positive? Mario? Good, there's a plus sign in front, a plus sign in front of the 6. And then 2 times 6 is?
12.
And is that positive or negative? So am I going to put plus 12 or minus 12? Good job. So we distributed the 2 to each number inside of the parentheses, and then on the right side, you're just bringing down the 172. And now we have a two-step equation. We're going to stop there for today because I want you to practice doing this prep work, because you guys are great on solving two-step equations now. You just need this practice today. Okay, problem B. Keep the video going. Okay. Now, I don't know exactly what they call this math problem in math words. I call it the messy division problem. Because doesn't that look like a really messy division problem? Some of you are like, no, it doesn't look so scary. So this one, you guys are going to think is real easy, but you're going to mess up if you do not pay very close attention. What does this mean? Divide. Notice my variable is up top. That means I need to rip that 2 away from the variable, so I'm going to do the inverse. What's the inverse of multiply or divide? So I'm going to multiply, notice it's on top of the division sign. And since we're multiplying, don't we have to do it to everything?
Yes.
So we're going to multiply this side by 2 as well. Now, we could do 2 times x and then 2 times 20 and then divide both of those by 2. But if we take a number and multiply it by 2 and divide it by 2, are we going to end up with what we started with? So what's 2 divided by 2? 1. Did we rip the 2 off the bottom?
Yes.
So all we have is what's on top. So you're going to write down what's on top of the numerator. Exactly the way it is. Because if you take 2, multiply it by 2, and then divide by 2, you're going to end up with what you started with. Now, you have an option. We we need to figure out, do we actually need to multiply the right side by 2, or do we just leave it alone and bring down the 175? What do you think? Yeah, because this side has nothing to cancel out the dividing by 2, so you're gonna actually multiply that out and come up with 350. Thank you. And now, what type of problem do we have? Actually, isn't that a 1 step?
Yes.
Yeah, 1 step. Okay, go ahead, stop the video.